We're live.
You're live. Oh,
Okay.
wow. Look at that.
Don't
It
do the
didn't
promo
even
yet.
count us down.
I know. Well, that's horrible. No countdown.
And it's not even positioned.
Let me take this.
Here we go.
All right.
Looks like Braun's resting on your shoulders.
I think I'd be. We're live on Instagram.
Welcome to the Wrestling Guy Podcast. I'm your co-host, Héctor El Chido Canales, with
Lord Alfred Shakes.
and our host with the most, it's
David, the wrestling guy.
David. What is today's special topic?
Today we're gonna go a little different route. We're gonna talk about the road to WrestleMania, the build-up that started exactly a week ago.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy. I just came back from Phoenix on Tuesday.
What were you doing in Phoenix?
I went to go check out the Royal Rumble.
Ah.
And I got there on Friday night for Access because, well, I got there. I left my house at 11:30 at night Thursday to go to this Alexa Bliss signing that was going to take place Friday at the WWE Superstore, and it was supposed to be from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And Phoenix is not a wrestling town, let me tell you, because no offense to Phoenix. I got there at 6 a.m. Let me tell you, it was cold. It was like 42 degrees out there. Get there at 6 a.m. And you know, if you go to a signing here in LA at Cricket Wireless, 6 a.m. you already have like 50 people in line.
Yeah.
Right.
I got to the Alexa Bliss signing at 6 a.m. Mind you, it was gonna start. They were gonna give wristbands out at 9. Signing started at 12. There was only, are you ready? 10 people in line.
Wow.
Yeah. So then we get our wristbands at 9 o'clock. We go eat breakfast, everything. We get back to the line at about 11:40. They were still giving wristbands out because they were only going to give wristbands to the first 200-300 people, and they still gave it out. And sure enough, they didn't stop giving it out till I think until 12 or 1 o'clock. And
When they had already started.
yeah, when it had already started. And so that was that's the Alexa Bliss signing. Then I did the WWE Access where I met.
Sorry,
my
what
favorite-
day was this?
This was Friday night, the first night of the Royal Rumble weekend.
Uh-huh.
Arizona looked nice. The main street where the Royal Rumble pretty much because you had the convention center in one corner, Talking Stick in another corner, and then you had the Royal Rumble like a block away, which was at Chase Field. It was nice. All those streets, the main streets there, had the Royal Rumble banners. So you had Nakamura on one side, and then maybe AJ Styles on another one. You had Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, Nia Jax, Brock Lesnar. It was really cool. Superstore was awesome, which I stole some ideas for the store, by the way.
All right.
And then we had, so I did that. Then I went to take a nap.
That was on Friday?
That was on Friday. I went to take a nap after meeting Alexa Bliss. Sweetheart, may I add.
I bet you did. You had a really good dream, didn't you?
Yes, I did. And I went to go do Access, where I got to meet my favorite superstar,
Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan.
Oh, I thought it was The Miz.
No, he was there the next day. But I did get to see Mrs. Dad. So that was cool.
Did he know it was him?
Yeah. And then, so we did that, and then so Saturday we did NXT TakeOver. Did you watch TakeOver?
I did not.
Did you watch TakeOver?
No.
Oh my goodness.
I heard that it was really good, though.
It was really good. It was really, really good. NXT TakeOver was good. Not as great as the previous NXT TakeOvers, but it was still good. Ricochet and Gargano had a great match. Really good match. And then they set up the halftime heat.
Oh, okay.
So that's where WWE halftime heat or NXT halftime heat came from. And then the next day we did that Saturday I also went to Access. I met Baron Corbin. Who else was there? Titus O'Neil, Beth Phoenix. She's very proud of her ring, by the way, her Hall of Fame ring. We met the Dana Brooke, Lana, and Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox, let me say, she's exactly, that's no gimmick. Alicia Fox is not a gimmick. She's as goofy and as sweetheart as she really is.
Out of those three, You said Lana,
Mm-hmm.
Alicia Fox, and Dana Brooke.
Yes.
Okay. Now, all three of them.
I'm gonna put you on camera for this. Go
Okay,
ahead.
okay.
Here
all,
you go, people. Oh, we met Jinder Mahal.
Who?
We met Drake Maverick and one of the authors of Pain.
Okay, I know them.
Yeah.
But Dana Brooke,
Yes.
Lana,
Okay.
and Alicia Fox.
Yes. I also met Paige.
Now, okay.
You want me to list you all the women I met?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke, Lana, Paige, Carmella,
Mm-hmm.
and then two of the NXT women. Oh, and Beth Phoenix.
Out of all of them.
Oh, and Tamina.
Okay, and Tamina. Out of all of them, who was the best looking girl?
You knew this question was coming. Come on.
Out of all the women there that I met, ooh, that's a tough one. But
Now, I'm not trying to be like, oh, who's hot? But it's
No.
just, here's the thing, is I've done a few like shows and whatnot, and you see the person up close and you see all this makeup on them.
right,
But on TV you don't really see it, you know, and
Right,
they look very attractive.
Right.
But then once you see it, kind of like Jose Luis in Censura.
yeah,
Nobody knows that he's missing a big old patch of hair on the top of his head. But if you're live there on the show, especially because I saw them like powdering in
yeah.
like black,
Like powder. Or
yeah,
dust or
powder
whatever.
on
Yeah.
top of his head.
Before I answer this question and before you keep going, for those listening to us live right now on Instagram or watching us live on Instagram, let us know if you went to Access, out of all the women you met, who you thought was the prettiest.
Yes, the most natural pretty
Yeah,
girl.
most
Because
natural
here's the thing, like I did a very early on in my career, I guess, I did a commercial for WWE. And the first day they brought in all the SmackDown people, including the divas. You know, the second day it was all the Raw girls. Now, I forget who was there. But I remember seeing all these girls getting, you know, they sit down and they get the makeup done and they're sitting there for a long time. The one girl
Oh God, here we go.
who
again.
didn't sit there for a
Here
while,
we go. I already know
who
where
kind of
this is
just
going.
sat there and they like kind of fixed her hair and that was it,
Stacy Keebler, huh?
Tori Wilson.
Jesus Christ.
She was
Tori Wilson
no,
again.
she was the most natural beauty around.
Okay.
Like there's another girl, I forgot what her name was, but she was on she was also on Playboy.
Maria,
No,
Ashley, Massaro,
no, she's actually really
Candice
pretty.
Michelle.
Candice Michelle. They had to put so much makeup on her.
Yeah.
And then they had to put makeup on her chest. I've never seen that before.
Right.
But if you had seen what her chest looked like before they put makeup on it, you would have understood. It wasn't like she had all these spots. It's something else. I'm not even going to talk about it because it grosses
yeah.
me out. So
Well,
I'm like, you're grossing me out.
somebody online said Alfred is the best diva.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Also, Alex is my name. Said Lana is stunning. I guess he's met her in person.
How many beers did you have before you met her?
I would have to go with, jeez, Paige was. They were all attractive women. They all look great. That's a tough one, but if I had to pick one,
You gotta remember we're live too, so
Yeah.
you gotta really.
I would have to go.
and your
with,
wife is watching.
Yeah, I would probably have to say Alicia Fox. She really impressed me. I don't think she had a lot of makeup on. She was a sweetheart. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Alicia Fox. And like I said, she's kind of dingy, you know, because what happened was she goes, "How are you?" And I go, "I'm doing good. How about yourself?" She goes, "Good." She goes, "Where are you coming from?" And I go, "From LA." She goes, "Oh, did you fly?" I go, "No, I drove over here." She goes, "How long was the drive?" I go, 6 hours. And she goes, "Well, I guess that's better than walking, right?" And I go, "Just a little." She goes, "Yeah, just a little, just a little." So she made my day. My
I
night.
like her even more now.
So I would say Alicia Fox was probably the most natural, I guess, most natural looking out of all the women I met. Alexa Bliss would probably be number 2.
Okay, well, we're talking about Road to WrestleMania.
Yes.
And I want to talk about one of the girls you mentioned, but I'll wait till we get to the SmackDown episode.
Okay.
Okay.
And then, so we did Access on Saturday morning, and then we did the NXT Saturday night. And then Sunday, I overslept. I was supposed to do Access and meet a lot of the NXT guys. It didn't happen. But then Sunday night was the Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble, I know you guys have your opinions on the Royal Rumble. And Adrian, you cannot tell my wife. And what did you think? I saw it live. It was an awesome experience to be there with 40,000 plus fans. It was crazy to see how it got packed. The setup was different from any other setup I've ever seen. I sat on the third base side, so that was the opposite side of the entrance of where they were coming out from, because they were coming out of the first base dugout. I'm gonna put this phone down. You guys will probably just hear our voices now. So they were coming out of the first base side. We were on the third base side, so we were like behind the pre-show panel booth. What was cool was being inside a baseball stadium for a wrestling show. The ring was set up at second base. The entrance was, like I said, first base. They had a merchandise stand on the actual field, so you didn't have to go up the stairs. They had porta potties, which had a line a mile long on the actual field for people that were floor seats. I think they had about 5 different sections of floor seats there. So it kind of had like a New Japan Pro Wrestling setup along with a WWE setup. It was really cool live. We were looking for the WrestleMania banner, which we didn't get to see. And everybody was asking me like, "Hey, is there a WrestleMania banner hanging there?" And I'm like, "No," but they displayed, as you could see on TV, it was displayed on the big LED board they had.
Okay.
But they didn't display it until after the Rumble matches.
All right.
So on that screen, all you get is Royal Rumble, and then you got to see what was going on in the ring, and then from in the ring, it went to, it would show you like the entrances and the logos. What was really cool, I don't know if it came across on TV. For example, when Ember Moon came out in the Royal Rumble, you had her logo and the number inside of it. So if she was number 3, you had her logo, which would be like whatever I guess would be displayed on her championship belt if she won one, and then it would have the number inside. So that was really cool. But I noticed the count is weird. It's really slow, the clock, the 10, the 9, 8, 7. Super slow. But that was cool about being in the arena. All right, now I'll let you guys give me your opinion on the Rumble, and then I'll tell you if it was like that inside.
Well, for me, I don't know about you, both of you guys. The entrance, like the way you describe it, okay, that sounds cool watching it live. But watching it on TV, they're coming out of a dugout?
Yeah.
Where's the stage?
Exactly, and that's what kind of really was kind of a downer for me, because you're used to seeing the big logo of that character and them coming down the ramp, and it just makes for a big scene, and them just coming, climbing up the stairs and standing there, or like, what's the mystery in that? People actually who are probably sitting there know who's coming out next.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I couldn't tell from where I was sitting if you could see the wrestler. I don't think you could see, because I believe what was happening, if I'm not mistaken, is the dugouts have steps. So, and then it has a doorway. So I don't know if you watched the baseball game. The manager usually stands on the corner of the dugout, and right behind that there's a doorway. So that's like going towards the dugout. I mean, towards the locker room for the team. So what I'm guessing is they probably had the steps where they go up was darkened out. So I'm thinking the wrestlers were going up the steps, through the tunnel, up the steps to make their entrance. Or they were on the side of the dugout.
But I agree with Hector. I think it kind of took away a lot, from what we're used to at the Royal Rumble, where, you see the person, you don't even really, the first thing you catch is the person's theme,
Right.
Yeah.
movie on there.
And you see, like, okay, you hear the 3, 2, 1, and then you see on the Titatron, the visual
Right.
Yeah,
is their Tron, their
Yeah.
video
and that's what makes
package.
it pop.
Yeah, and then you hear the music, and you just go, wow, kind of like when AJ first came out.
Right.
Kind of like also when Diesel made his comeback a
Yeah.
few years ago.
Right.
It was something like, whoa,
When Ray came
spectacular.
back, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Ray came back, I really enjoyed that too.
Yeah, because you see this big old stage. Instead, you just see these few lower screens, and then
And you're kind of squinting, like, who is it?
yeah. Then they put in this computerized. You didn't see it because
Right.
it only came out on the screen, like digitized.
Logos, like an Oscars match.
Yeah.
They put a bunch of Oscar masks.
Yeah.
And
I didn't see. We didn't get to see that even on the big screen that's on the side. By the way, Alex liked the entrance. He said he liked it. It felt old school. And underscore Jamco said, my friend and I just spoke of this. The entrance was bizarre. And yeah, it was so.
It was very lackluster. There we
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool because you actually had to wait till they came out to see who it was. Like Jeff Jarrett when he came out,
Uh-huh.
no one knew it was gonna be Jeff Jarrett.
why they put Jeff Jarrett in there?
All right, well, let's go to that. Were you disappointed in the men's Royal Rumble as far as the lack of I guess we're used to returns at the Royal
Yeah,
Rumble, and
yeah.
there was only one return, which was Jeff Jarrett's return.
Yes and no. Well, there's Kurt Angle, but I mean, I could have switched both of them for someone else.
Right. Who
And
would you have liked to have seen come back in the Royal Rumble? And this is a question for those on Instagram too. Who would you have liked to have seen come back at the Royal Rumble? Who would have shocked you? I mean, yes, I was in line for the Rumble. I was in line to get into Chase Field, and the talk of the line was that the dirt sheets were reporting that there was going to be a big surprise return. That it was gonna be a big surprise return, and it was gonna pump up the fans. It was gonna excite the fans, and it wasn't Kenny Omega. So what did everybody assume? Of course, CM Punk, which we just had somebody that said CM Punk. They
took a photo of CM Punk at a nearby airport.
But if I looked at the photo, it was an old photo. And
Uh,
Batista was another one. I even said, okay, if anybody's gonna return, it's gonna be Batista. There was mention of The Rock.
Yeah, it
There
could've
was
been The Rock.
mention of, so many wrestlers.
Bray Wyatt. could
Bray
have come
Wyatt. Some online right now on Instagram, people are saying CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. Also, somebody mentioned Batista. Who would have made you pop besides Punk and Batista? Would they have made a big difference in the?
Yeah, I think Bray Wyatt. Had his number come up, the lights go out, and you see him in the middle of the ring.
yeah, yeah,
Come on, you don't think that would have been a good moment?
yeah.
That would have been a wonderful moment.
Yeah.
Some Bray Wyatt returns.
I would like to have seen Bray Wyatt in the middle of the ring with lights come on, come off, and he's right there in the middle of the ring. Hey, but we got the return of Hornswoggle.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm actually kind of glad. Well, if you have nothing for Bray Wyatt, I'm glad they didn't use him because Bray Wyatt's such a great character.
They have nothing for
And-
Jeff Jarrett, and they brought him back.
No, actually they do. They got the stuff
He's
with
doing
Elias. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, and I'll talk about it when we get there. But if they would have brought in Bray Wyatt with nothing else for him like they have before, then why bring him out? Because
Yeah.
they really mishandled his character.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And giving him a break, that's cool. That's
Right.
cool. Let people forget a bit and then bring him back strong. If you have something for him.
Kurt Angle? Why Kurt Angle again?
What I did not like was having Kurt Angle be eliminated like he's a jobber.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle was the man.
Well, and that's the problem that I have right now. Why are you gonna, deplete the respect of these multi-champion legends
Yeah.
with these new guys? Now I get it. Sometimes you need to use older wrestlers to to pump up these new guys, but not that way, and
Yeah.
not with him.
Yeah.
You didn't see someone beat the crap out of Stone Cold Steve Austin to make their name.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't. He's untouched right now. The Rock's untouched right now. You know, get a different guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Kurt Angle, you got a guy who's a legit badass.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they're humbling him for some reason.
But maybe they're making a storyline about him where maybe they're trying to rebuild him and make it seem like he doesn't have it anymore. So that way, because tomorrow on Raw, for those that are going to watch Raw tomorrow, it's about Kurt Angle's going to address his future. And then if you watch Raw last Monday, he lost clean to Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
He lost clean a couple months ago to
Drew
McIntyre. So maybe that's the route they're going, which is they're trying to build him up. They're trying to bury him so he can show that he still has it, you know?
Uh-huh.
But, I mean, I didn't like the elimination of Kurt Angle. It reminds me of a couple years ago when they just threw Daniel Bryan out of the ring like nothing.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know, I think it should have been a bigger deal for Kurt Angle to be eliminated.
Yeah.
The Jeff Jarrett one, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, he's feuding with Elias.
Elias.
By the way, Elias is going to be the new Big Show apparently because, didn't he just turn face like 3 months ago and he's already back to being a heel?
Mm-hmm.
So.
But I think it's just they probably saw this as like, hey, we got something going with
Right.
Jeff Jarrett. Let's go with it. Well, let's just talk about that since it's already on our minds. I think they got Jeff. I think this is a good thing for Elias. Elias, the character, his charisma, I think it's fantastic. I think it's spot on. The last time I saw him, he was a face, and I guess he was. Did he just turn into a heel at the Royal Rumble?
No.
Okay, I think they just turned back.
As soon as he made the shot about the Diamondbacks not being able to fill the stadium, that's when I knew. Oh, he's back to being a heel.
Okay. Well, I saw him wrestle, and I saw that this guy still needs some work. So I think that's why they brought in Jeff Jarrett. That's why Road Dogg is there. You got two veterans to show this guy who, by all accounts, should be a superstar. But what's holding him back is his lack of wrestling ability.
Yeah.
So this pairing him up with Jeff Jarrett, helping him basically slow down a bit, learn how to work the crowd, learn when to give a shot, when to give a punch, when to give a kick, when to pop up, when to fire up, when to cool it down. You know, that's what Jeff Jarrett and Road Dogg are going to teach this young kid.
Right.
Or young kid.
Yeah, the young man.
Está todo barbudo.
How do you like his new take on the old school, walking across from one turnbuckle to the other turnbuckle? It's cool to see him do it.
Yeah, but then the finishing touch is
It's
not
horrible.
there.
It's not like Undertaker's.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just weird to me.
Yeah, that was a big surprise to me. I'm like, what is he doing?
I thought it was setting up something where he was going to mimic Undertaker's move and maybe build to something between them.
Uh-huh.
At WrestleMania, maybe?
Yeah. But somebody said that there was a big pop for the NXT guys that came out. I thought
that was awesome.
I thought that was great because I think so many of us wrestling fans complain that they rely too much on the past.
Uh-huh.
And I think by not having any big returns besides Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle making an appearance, having the NXT guys gives it's a different route for them because now for a kid that doesn't watch NXT, for like a 9-year-old or 10-year-old that doesn't watch NXT, to see Aleister Black or Johnny Gargano in the men's rumble was like, oh, this guy's in NXT. So now he kind of has an idea when he does come up to the main roster who this guy
He
is.
is. Yeah, because I don't watch NXT.
See?
But I do know Aleister Black and
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
I agree too with this online underscore Jamco. He said Gargano kept up. I think he was the star of the Rumble from all the NXT guys that came out, honestly.
But I hope he does not come up. I mean, to
I
the
hope
main
he doesn't
roster.
come up to the main roster yet because I have a feeling they're just going to throw him on 205.
Yeah.
But I hope, I think Aleister Black is the guy that's going to have the bright future when he comes up to the main roster.
Did you know No Way Jose had the same it was funny because it followed the same gimmick as the Godfather when he entered the Rumble.
Yeah.
One of those years, the Godfather brought his ladies down. He got eliminated and then just left with his ladies.
Yeah.
The same thing.
By the way, local wrestling star Seville was part of the No Way Jose conga line.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah,
I saw.
he had a big traction there, so he made sure his face shined.
Oh, I noticed. I'm like, there you go. Work that camera, because I mean, there was no way you were gonna miss him because he made sure he was in front of that camera.
And he's got that smile, and hopefully Seville don't get big-headed because I'm not checking you out. But, he's a good-looking guy. He's got that smile, though people will remember his face. He's got a memorable face.
I don't know who Seville is, so
if you watch it, you'll see. Just watch the conga line again. You'll see him. He's got that big cheeser smile.
Yeah, and the guy that's literally putting his cheek against the window, the little glass from the camera.
And also, he's the one that got thrown by Drew McIntyre.
Gotcha.
All right, so Seth, we're going to talk about the Women's Rumble in a little bit, but Seth Rollins wins the Men's Rumble.
Yes.
I was very terrified, and I was threatening my friend that if Braun Strowman would have won the Royal Rumble, I was going home that night because I was not going to go watch Raw to see Braun Strowman win. I was scared at the end because Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman were the last two guys, and I was almost positive they were going to let Braun win, and Seth Rollins won. What do you guys think? Let me show.
He's
right
watching
here.
you.
There he is. There's the man that won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, there's Braun Strowman there.
But there's the man that won the Royal Rumble. Good pick, bad pick. And if it was a bad pick, who would you have won? And this goes for Instagram too.
I would not. It's just, here's the thing. I am not a Seth Rollins fan at all. And this goes, I keep trying to like him because everybody is like chanting, burn it down, burn it down. Like, okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I think here's the same people that are chanting, burn it down, and who are wearing Seth Rollins shirts are probably the same people who dogged on Hulk Hogan for his racist rant. Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought we were going here with Hogan again.
No. But let's touch on the Hulk Hogan racist rant. Okay. Now let's go back to Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, a few years ago, was engaged, I believe.
Well, he had a girlfriend that was.
No, he was engaged and he was cheating on his fiance with a girlfriend who seems to admire Adolf Hitler.
I remember that, yes.
Okay, but people are forgetting about this stuff. Okay, we'll forget it. That's his past. Okay. Then he goes on and he gets pushed to the moon by Triple H. And he hurts John Cena, breaks his nose, right? He hurts and ends the career of Sting. Then he hurts the next guy that was going to come up, who's standing right there, Finn Balor. Then to top it all off, he hurts himself. But before he hurt himself, he's the champion, right? He's hurting guy after guy. Bret Hart comes out and says, a guy in his position cannot afford to be hurting people. You're supposed to be the man, the leader of the locker room. You're supposed to be the figurehead of the company as the world champion. You cannot go out and hurt the men you're working with. He's reckless. He's unsafe.
Right.
Seth Rollins then responds to that by saying, oh yeah, I heard what Bret Hart said. And I used to admire him so much, but he hurt my feelings. While you got guys sitting in a hospital because of you, you're going to be talking about your feelings.
Yep.
Okay. Then later on, he hurts himself, right? he does this whole thing of, oh, I'm gonna come back stronger, and they do this whole thing, right?
Right.
Okay, you're back. Hey, I've been there. Okay, good for you. Hey, all right. Came back from injury. And then I start seeing his wrestling style, right? I don't like it. 2 weeks ago on Raw, it was a triple threat. Look it up on the WE network or look it up on YouTube, wherever you want to look it up. It was a triple threat, himself versus Dean Ambrose versus Bobby Lashley.
Right.
I'm astounded at what they're doing. Hey, all right. Hey, this Seth Rollins, cool. Then Seth Rollins runs up to Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley gives him this humongous spine buster. It's like the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the match. Huge spine buster. You hear the crowd go, ooh. And then Dean Ambrose, Lashley go to the outside. Seth Rollins gets up just like nothing.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened. Why? Oh, because I got to get my spot in. You know what? You call something different in the match. You don't, at that point, don't go by the script. Because the script makes no sense if you took a big ass spine buster and 5 seconds later you're up already on your feet. So you could do a dive and then run back in the ring and do another dive. You just took wrestling, which I love, and told everybody, hey, this is fake. I'm doing my spot now. And I'm going to do my other spot. So I don't say this very much. Screw Seth Rollins.
How about you, Al? Well, who would you have won?
Anybody but Seth Rollins.
Right. Alfred?
R-Truth.
Mr. Shakes? R-Truth. You were let's talk about that. Nia Jax comes out, takes out R-Truth.
And I am a fan of Nia Jax.
Okay. Do you have a problem with the intergender wrestling?
I don't. I love it.
Oh, I don't. But damn, this is me just giving out on everything, huh? But the problem is that WE is trying to settle down, right? And they're having the whole intergender tag team matches.
Right.
Okay, cool. But if you're gonna try to be very PG, you kind of have to avoid that kind of stuff. You know, to having Nia Jax get in there and get beat up by guys. I don't mind it. I've wrestled women and I've enjoyed it. Not because, some sick fantasy of mine, but because I get to show a different side and I get to bump for girls. It's a lot of fun. And it's a lot of fun to watch if the story is done right. I think WE, this story was done right.
Right.
The only problem is you guys are still trying to be PG.
Right.
Right.
I know a lot of people were blasting it. I know there were some people online on some websites saying, "Oh, it's wrong violence on women." But you know what I was noticing today?
She's not like most girls.
Right, she's not like most girls. But you know what I noticed today? My son was playing Super Smash Bros.
Mhm.
And you know how many girl characters there are in that game?
There are a few.
Right?
Yeah.
You don't see them complaining when Mario's beating up Princess Peach.
Yeah.
You know, you don't see these people complaining when Luigi's beating up Princess Daisy
Or
throwing her off the damn...
You're playing Mortal Kombat
Right.
or Street Fighter or anything else.
Yeah, so you don't see that. So I had no problem with the intergender. I like that Nia Jax was a monster in there. I like that the guys were afraid to touch her.
Yeah.
I think it was done right. I thought it was done perfect. I think and it still made her look strong because they took
Randy Orton.
everyone's finisher
Yeah,
to pretty
yeah.
much get her out of the ring. And the fans loved it in attendance. I don't think they liked that Nia Jax was a surprise number 30. But I like that WWE changed the number 30 spot. They try to make it a surprise.
Yeah, I didn't like that she beat up R-Truth.
I don't think they should do it next year where the winners get the 30 spot because I always think the number 30 should be a surprise in the Rumble. Brock Lesnar. Well, thank you. Dark Grapple B26 says there's only 6 female characters in the game.
That's
Super
still
Smash
more
Bros.
than...
But that's still a lot, you know.
Thank you, son.
Finn Balor, Brock Lesnar.
I hate the match.
Why?
I really, I don't like Brock Lesnar. I really don't. It really. I would spit on Brock Lesnar if I seen him. I'd probably get my ass kicked. But hey, you know what? I don't like him as a competitor, in the ring, for the basic reason is that I feel, and this is my opinion alone, that not only is he a bully in real life, but he's a bully in the ring. Now he does have his favorites like Daniel Bryan. He'll really treat him well, and I don't really think he gave the respect that to Finn Balor that he deserved. It was a good run leading up to the Royal Rumble, and Brock Lesnar is one of those kind of guys, and it's been mentioned before, that if he doesn't like you, he just doesn't sell you. And I feel he didn't sell Finn Balor enough for it to be an amazing match.
So you liked his matches better with Bryan and AJ?
Oh yeah,
Finn
and his matches with AJ was really good.
Yeah.
And his matches with Daniel Bryan.
That one.
That one was awesome.
That one was incredible. Especially you have Daniel Bryan, who's a fresh heel.
Yeah.
Yet you start getting behind him, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
But to have another big guy versus small guy as Brock Lesnar's next match, unless you're gonna let Finn win, that's the only thing that disappointed me. That
Finn didn't win.
It's not like I'm such a huge Finn Balor fan. I'm a fan of Finn Balor's. It's the story that they're bringing up. So now you're kind of wasting Brock Lesnar a bit. You're taking some of the shine off of him now. If these supposed small guys are getting so close to beating him, then let him win it.
I thought that's when Vince McMahon came out and did the whole. By the way, he needs to read the Bible. The David and Goliath. I think he was mixing up. Vince McMahon mixed up the Bible with Super Mario Brothers. I thought that was the point. He was in that Finn Balor win. The other thing I had assumed, and I know I mentioned this privately to some people, I thought what would have been cool if Brock would have beat Finn, which he did, and Finn would have gone back to the locker room, put on the demon makeup, came out as number 30.
That would have...
And won the Royal Rumble.
That would have been amazing.
Then you could have even set up a possible triple threat between Finn, Seth, and Brock. Mm-hmm. And you could have had... Or you could have just done the Beast versus the Demon.
Uh-huh.
But it didn't happen. I wasn't happy with the result. I thought the match was okay. It wasn't as great for me as... I think just because, like you guys mentioned, he already wrestled AJ. He wrestled Bryan, which I thought was the best out of the three.
With respect.
He wrestled Finn, and it seemed the same. The little guy gets his offense in. Brock finally destroys him. Mm. Match over.
It's basically...
Then he beats him down at the end, which made no sense.
It seemed like he swatched him like a fly, and really? You're going to get a hold on me? Come on.
Yeah. We also had, we're going backwards, Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. Here's my problem with the match. By the way, we resurrected Daisy. This is probably Daisy's last appearance on the podcast.
Well, since you were there in Arizona, you were able to, after he tossed it in the trash bin.
I wasn't there on Tuesday.
People don't know that.
Sorry.
So this is the actual belt.
Yeah, that's the actual
you
belt.
Waited for the show
I waited
to
for the
end.
show to end. I jumped in the dumpster, grabbed it,
and picked it out.
Home.
Yeah, there you go.
Daisy.
It still smells.
Daisy, I brought you.
It still smells like spoiled milk too.
Here's the problem I had with Daniel Bryan. They were going for an old school. I think they were told to tone it down because of the fact that Finn and Brock was next. Mm-hmm. They seemed like for those two guys that are probably two of the best wrestlers in the company, not to have a pay-per-view stealing match left me beyond words.
Yeah.
But I also think the placement on the card for that match was horrible because you just had the Women's Royal Rumble. They were between the Women's Royal Rumble and Finn versus Brock.
Mm-hmm. I think that was weird.
Sense. I think Eric Rowan showing up was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
I don't
confusing, but nice.
Nice. But I like it because Eric Rowan came out with the flannel shirt. If you watch Tuesday night and you look at his Titantron, I don't know if you got a chance to, the O has been replaced with the recycling bin, the recycling logo. I like where it's headed. It also gives Daniel Bryan that, if you watched again, SmackDown, when everybody comes out, by the way, Samoa Joe was the star of SmackDown with that
Actually,
promo
Samoa
that was
Joe's
on
funny.
fire. If you watch it, was funny watching Daniel Bryan just fall out of the ring, sneaking back out and going to the top of the ramp.
Going back to this, I thought I smelled cow in here. Now I remember.
Yeah,
why.
it's our Daisy right here.
That damn cow Daisy.
Don't hate on Daisy. Look at her; she's beautiful.
Well, I'm putting Daisy back in the trash when we're done.
Anyways, that was probably for me, and I hate to say it, was probably would be considered the worst match of the night for the Royal Rumble. Was AJ versus Daniel Bryan. I think the fans are so used to the high flying. They expected the high flying. They expected all these moves. They were not ready for an old school, because that's what it felt like to me, an old school mat wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that kind of hurt the match.
To me, yeah, I agree with you. But then again, as a whole, for the show as a whole, it needed it.
Yeah.
You kind of needed it, because if everything's going to be a certain point of just high flying, then it's too much of it, you know?
Right.
So it did, because the Royal Rumble is not going to be hold to hold.
Yeah.
It's all just punch and kick, wait for Kofi to do his little trick, which they kind of botched.
Yeah. Poor Kofi. He did 2 tricks, by the way, in that Royal Rumble.
Which one was
He did the one where his feet, where he was swirling his feet around, and then Xavier, I think, caught him on one. Yeah. That's the one that they almost botched, the Xavier one. But it was still pretty cool because he did 2 of them. I wish they would let Kofi win the Royal Rumble by now, by the way. God, can they just let somebody win that's a surprise?
There's a guy who started it all, Shelton Benjamin.
Yes.
Yeah.
They could have had both of them dueling it outside, like maybe both of them doing headstands and kind of like lightsaber duel with their legs or something. But it's like you have Shelton Benjamin who started the whole thing.
Yeah. Now, before I get to the women's Rumble, I'm going to go back to the very opening match, which was Becky Lynch versus Asuka.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly feel that was probably the match of the night. The result, I did not like. I did not like the fact that Becky tapped. I honestly thought they were going to do a Stone Cold Bret Hart moment. Not with the double turn,
With her passing out?
but her just passing out, refusing to tap out. And that's why she came back to win the Royal Rumble. I think it made her look weak by her tapping out.
But here's the thing, that how good Becky Lynch and how hot she is right now.
Right.
That
And she is hot.
yeah.
Because the crowd, she was the star of the Royal Rumble.
Well, here's the thing. It didn't hurt her. Raw comes out, people were still behind her.
But
SmackDown, people were still behind her.
But you have Ronda Rousey. If Asuka tapped you out, and Ronda Rousey's the submission specialist, I guess that's the story they're gonna go, which is I guess that's what they're gonna go with. If Asuka tapped you out, you're definitely gonna tap out to Ronda Rousey. I mean, is that what they're aiming for? I mean, you know what I mean? It just made. I knew Asuka had to win. I'm glad they made Asuka strong again.
Yeah.
Because she needed that clean win over Becky. I just didn't like that they tapped her out. I thought you could have gone with the story of she she gave up, or she didn't give up. She passed out.
I could have went either way. It was fine. I mean, in my personal opinion, it was fine the way it was.
Hector?
If you would have had Asuka lose, step down for Asuka.
Right.
The way it ended the match, it actually gave some more credibility for Asuka. And kind of lowered Becky Lynch for that moment. But as the Rumble came in, and she came into the Rumble, you forgot that she even tapped out.
Yep.
You're right there. So the way it ended, it didn't hurt anybody. And it just added to the story. The only thing is, now, Asuka, who is she going to face? She's got nobody now because it looks like Charlotte is trying to get in the match there with Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey.
I think were
We
talking
have a
about
theory.
this. We have a theory that. Go ahead, Shakes.
You know what? I'm not gonna even say.
Well,
I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what I'm gonna do?
he has the 4, and it makes sense. Can I give the theory?
Sure.
The theory is, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. Why not let Becky wrestle Ronda,
Uh-huh.
Charlotte wrestle Asuka, Bailey and Sasha win the tag titles that night. Charlotte beat Asuka. Becky beats Ronda, and you have all 4 of the horsewomen in the ring closing out WrestleMania.
That would, yes.
Instead
You
of
guys just
making
spoiled it for me,
Instead of
'cause-
making it a triple threat between Ronda, Ronda.
Now it's
Becky
not
and
it's
Charlotte.
not set in stone yet, but wouldn't that be great
Yes.
WrestleMania moment?
Yeah, yeah.
Because now
yeah.
you can build up the next night, and now you can have Ronda's friends come out, and you
Uh-huh.
end Raw with a 4-on-4 brawl
Uh-huh.
between the 4 women.
Yeah.
Will it happen? I don't think so, because I honestly think you're right. They're
Well,
gonna
if
try to
Vince
stick
is watching
Charlotte
and,
into-
and
Right.
you know Triple H are watching,
that's the best way to go. But I think they'll go with the Charlotte route. So who takes on Asuka at WrestleMania? I'm gonna say it's either gonna
Charlotte.
be Carmella or it's gonna be.
It's
Alexa
gotta be
Bliss.
Charlotte.
I hope it's Charlotte.
Yeah,
The-
that'd be
like
Charlotte.
the scenario that you
But would
guys
you have
put out
Asuka
there.
lose twice to Charlotte?
Yeah,
Yeah, especially if you have the other girls helping her
yeah.
Yeah.
somehow. You know.
Eric, the underscore Grizzly Nader says, God no, please no. I hope they don't add Charlotte to that match. She's terrible.
No, to make it a triple threat match. No, I don't.
No.
I don't feel they should do it. I
No.
think she should compete against Asuka at WrestleMania.
Yeah. All right. We had also a tag match, which was Shane McMahon and The Miz versus The Bar. I was hoping we'd have a turn. Somebody would turn on the other, and The Bar would retain.
Uh-huh.
It didn't look like it. By the way, Cesaro with that 24 spin.
Yeah.
Oh, I got dizzy just counting the
He didn't
spins.
You know,
The swing.
I wish he would have did Miz, and I wish he would have never stopped.
Where do you see this feud going with Miz and Shane? Is it going to lead to a one-on-one? Is it going to lead to Shane McMahon rewarding The Miz and maybe making him Daniel Bryan's #1 contender?
Did I ever mention to you I wish he went to Impact
He might go to AEW.
or AEW would be great.
I think
And were you happy Miz and Shane won?
I was confused as to what was happening. Honestly, I was like, this seems like this should have opened the show.
Right.
Nothing against the Miz, nothing against the Bar. But sticking Shane McMahon in there for me is lowering it because everybody knows he's not a wrestler. He's not an entertainer. I hate his stupid little punches. I hate his little dance. To me, he's a better just on camera character, not an in ring performer.
Right.
Fine, he throws himself off other, off of the
Turnbuckle, yeah.
Hell in the Cell, off the top turnbuckle to the outside. Okay, you know what? Maybe it's time to stop doing that because you're giving too many kids ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about kids as in 10-year-old kids. I'm talking about 22-year-old indie wrestlers who think that that's how you make a match. No, that's what you do when you don't know what you're doing. When you don't know how to tell a story. That's what you do.
You should hit a guy with a cinder block. That's what you should do.
And then we go to the Women's Royal Rumble.
You know, I don't want to go to Women's Royal Rumble yet.
Why?
You know why? I was pissed at the women's the Raw women's title match.
Why were you pissed at the Raw Women?
So you have Ronda
was saving
Rousey.
that for the last
You have Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I a big fan of Sasha Banks.
Right.
However, Sasha Banks was taking it to her from beginning to end.
Right.
Only for this match to end with the Samoan drop of variation of a Samoan drop,
Right.
and she pins her.
Yeah.
Now, if that wasn't such a damn Brock Lesnar move that I've ever seen, I don't know what the hell was. All that just for that? And you were talking about was Becky Lynch's ending to her match bad? That was terrible.
It was. It was probably one of the weirdest finishes I've seen.
I have more respect for Sasha Banks than that.
I'll keep my comments.
She's
about
getting,
Sasha to myself.
you know, Ronda Rousey, and I like Ronda Rousey. I think she's a great competitor, but come on. You really gonna have a Brock Lesnar complex and do that to someone that you're working with?
I think maybe it was made that way, like you said, to set up the four horsewomen and women.
No,
against
it
the four
did.
horsewomen.
Yeah, because at that point, that's out of the 4 horsewomen, 2 down, and then the next night she faced Bailey.
Well, before the night
That's
ended,
3
she
down.
did flash it to Ronda
Yeah.
again.
And then Bailey flashed it for a second.
Yeah.
I
I just didn't like the ending. I really it was
well,
was the
look at it
point?
this way. At least Ronda had what was coming to her the next night because when
Oh,
she cut her
yes, she
promo
did.
in the arena, you could not hear a damn thing she said on the microphone. It was. I think that was so bad, right? They had to rush Bailey out of there, out of the back to get her into the ring because it was loud in there. The fans hijacked that segment. I was one of them. Start cheering for Becky. It was ridiculously loud in there. It was one of the loudest things I've ever heard.
And here's the thing. Going back to like Seth Rollins sticking to the script, even though they're like, listen to the crowd.
Yeah.
They just, ooh, that spine buster. Stay down. Like Mick telling Rocky, stay down, stay down. You know, stay down, sell it.
Yeah.
Don't pop right back up. Ronda Rousey, people are chanting Becky, Becky, Becky.
She acknowledged it.
Barely.
Barely.
No, hey, you know what? You guys want to see Becky? Sorry. I'm the champion. I'm
That's what I
talking.
think she needed to do. I think she needs to quit the whole.
Yeah. But she's
She
sticking
should
to the
have done.
script.
She's not getting it.
She should have done what you said, which was, "Oh, you guys
It-
want
it's
Becky?
n-
Oh, too bad."
Yeah. It's not that she's not getting it. It's that she's sticking to the script.
Yeah.
So I can't say anything because I need to stick to the script. Sorry guys. Yeah, I'm here to sell you ShamWow. I know my house is on fire, but let me sell you ShamWow.
Well, see, this is what I think, and this is what I think Stone Cold Steve Austin is saying to a point when he says that they don't help themselves. Sooner or later, you have to take over. And I think if you would see Austin or The Rock or even Cena or even Roman to that effect, cutting a promo and the fans turn on them, do you really think they're going to stick to the script? Roman probably would have been like, he would have said that. He would have been like, oh, you want to see Seth Rollins? Well, too bad. I'm the man. I'm the champ.
Yeah.
You're not going to see
But
Seth
it
Rollins.
took him a while to
Right.
start doing
Cena,
that.
the same thing, you know. The Rock. You know, The Rock would have probably turned on the fans.
Yeah.
Just Matt
Going back
Austin,
with
the same
Cena.
thing.
Cena, like, oh, you want a heel turn? You want a heel
Yeah.
turn from me? And you see him pointing at his foot, and he starts turning his
Yeah.
heel. Like, there you go. You know, you start. The Rock.
Yeah.
That's one guy who knew how to manipulate it. You know?
Austin probably would have started the what chant with them. You know, I think that's the problem with Ronda Rousey. Hopefully they give her a little more creative freedom the next time she cuts a promo and they start trying to hijack the show. Because I think she could be a big. If she were to cut a UFC style promo,
Yeah.
I think the match already has a big time match feel. But if you let Ronda be Ronda, or at least let Heyman maybe
I was
coach
just
her,
gonna mention if you just listen to the pro,
yeah, then
it
you can
guide you.
be, you know. Becky, I think Becky just, I know somebody mentioned right now, Wrestling Comic 2K15 said Becky's copying Conor McGregor's attitude. You know what? Everybody copies everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody copies everybody. If you look at it, how many guys haven't copied Roddy Piper?
Uh-huh.
How many guys haven't copied, you know, a
Dusty
movie character?
Rhodes.
Yeah, Dusty Rhodes, you know.
Razor Ramon got his stuff from Scarface.
Hogan took some stuff from Superstar Billy Graham.
And Dusty Rhodes.
And Dusty Rhodes. So you have to, You have to take something, but you got to make it work. And I think that's what Becky's doing. She's making it work.
Sorry, going back to people stealing stuff from people. The Rock, he stole Jabroni
Yeah,
from the Iron Sheik.
that's right. That's right. See? So you got to make it.
I don't talk about the Iron Sheik.
Who did Macho Man copy?
I don't think he copied me.
He did. He actually copied a guy he used to watch.
He didn't copy anybody.
Who was
fine.
the guy? I'm interested in knowing.
Boy, I forget. He was like a his character was a savage, something like that, and so he would go oh, something like that, you know,
Yeah.
like that. That's how
I
he
gotta
would
look
end
that
it.
up 'cause I didn't know that.
Well, real quick, we got about 5 minutes. The Women's Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch comes out, wins the Royal Rumble. A lot of surprises. God, I had never seen Rhea Ripley from NXT UK in person. Good Lord, she's tall. She's a monster. What is she, like 6 feet tall? She came out
She
like
looked
a
awesome in there.
superstar, right?
She did.
You had Candice LeRae. I'm sure that was pretty cool for you to see Candice.
Yeah,
You've worked with her a couple times.
it's just that, yeah, but they, you know, she didn't really get a time to shine.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, she came out okay, cool, but it's honestly, it was kind of like.
But she doesn't really have a gimmick.
I know, that's why it was kind of like watching Dean Douglas enter the Royal Rumble.
So you got an F?
That's good. All right, who of the NXT stars, female, do you feel had the brightest star that night? I think a lot of the Kairi Sane.
Yeah, she was pretty good in there.
Yeah.
She took it
Rhea
to Charlotte
Ripley.
pretty good.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley. Anybody stand out for you?
No,
Kyrie's partner.
there were a lot of people that honestly, what I couldn't get away from was it looked sloppy. The Royal Rumble, the women's Royal Rumble looked sloppy. Like the men's Royal Rumble, it was lacking that surprise. But by now, it's like, who's coming back? You know what? Stay home and ice your knees.
And that was the thing. I was so hoping that they weren't gonna bring back past Divas into this Rumble again.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they didn't.
You know,
But
people
they
were
kinda
waiting for
did,
Tori
though.
Wilson. I was like, really? Out of all the women you guys were waiting for to come back, so then Lana gets injured in the pre-show, of course,
Thank God.
which then made Becky take her place.
Uh-huh.
And who gives her the spot? Another Irishman, Finley.
Oh yeah,
Give
that
it a
that was sweet. That was
And
nice.
Becky wins the world. Do you like the way they put Becky back into the
Yeah,
Royal
because it
Rumble?
was nuts. It was like, come on, just let me get in there. Come on. And then Finley just says, like, he's kind of addressing the crowd, like, do you want her in? Like, okay, let's put her in.
Yeah. And then, of course, again, Hornswoggle made a return and
Uh-huh.
chased Zelina Vega. That was my kid's favorite part of the Royal Rumble. by the
I would
way.
have loved to seen Zelina Vega at least a little more into the Rumble.
Yeah. Do you guys think that she wasn't in there as much because of her ability, her wrestling ability? 'Cause
That's what I
she's
feel.
smart.
I'm waiting to see that because I mean, again, she's very beautiful. She has a great physique.
she looks very athletic.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd be surprised to see that she's got some ring skills. I just like to see them.
Yeah.
All right. Before we wrap up, who for you in the women's and men's Royal Rumble impressed you the most? Shakes? Women's
Trying to
Royal
think.
Rumble.
Well, Becky Lynch was the highlight of the Rumble, I thought. For me.
All right.
And I'm a big fan of Nia Jax and a couple others, but I think the gimmick that's going on with her right now and how hot she is right now, the women's Royal Rumble went well.
And in the men's Royal Rumble, who stood out for you?
I really wish R-Truth was in it. But he's a new United States champion, so I can't
he's the
complain.
United States champion. Hector?
For the women's, Becky Lynch.
All right.
Because honestly, like I said, it was a sloppy mess. And once Becky Lynch got in there, my interest peaked.
Okay.
All right. For the men's, Gargano, he was cool. It was good, But to be honest, Nobody.
Nobody.
And I think that's why for me it was pretty lackluster the Royal Rumble, the actual Royal Rumble match. As a show whole, it was like it was okay, but it's the Royal Rumble, man. It's not Elimination Chamber. It's not Fast Lane. It's not your balls are on fire. What is it?
Great balls of fire.
Great balls of fire. It's not your regular
Pay-per-view.
yeah, just run of the mill pay-per-view. It's the Royal Rumble.
And he's right. It did kind of in the men's one. It did kind of lack that
Yeah.
excitement.
For me, for the women was Lacey Evans.
Of course,
she
it
had
would
a
be
strong.
the wannabe Charlotte Flair.
No, she had a very strong Royal Rumble performance, I thought, and it was cool
She
to
was
see
also
her
number
against
one.
Charlotte. And then the men's was Andrade. I could see him being a big main eventer
Yeah.
soon. And
So they got rid of his last name, right?
yeah,
Okay.
it's just Andrade. We're just gonna call you Hector. We're just gonna call you Hector.
You know what? If I come back to Russell, I think that's all I'm going to be. Just Hector.
Hector.
Hector. And
Canales. No. It's like Prince. It's just one name.
You're gonna come out with a
Share.
tie and everything. Just Hector.
Yeah.
Hector. All right. Well, that was a good review of the Royal Rumble. We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. By the way, one of the biggest surprises of the Royal Rumble entrances in the past will join us here at the Wrestling Guy store next Sunday from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. That is, of course, WWE Hall of Famer, former WWE champion, former WCW champion, tag team champions. Of course, he starred in the movie Magic Mike 1 and 2, Ninja Turtles, The Longest Yard,
One of the founding fathers of the NWO.
Kevin Nash will be here Sunday, February 10th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. You can buy your tickets online at thewrestlingguystore.com, or you can come into the store, 6085 State Street, Huntington Park, to purchase your tickets here. Alfred, Mr. Shakes, do you want to give any? Your social media?
You can follow me on Twitter under Lord Alfred Shakes. And for any game walkthroughs or cheats, you can go to Dark Grapple at youtube.com.
And Hector?
Real Hector Canales. I do retro toy unboxings. I also do quick modern toy unboxings. I got vlogs going on, and David and I also do shoot commentary on previous matches I've had through the years.
Only that one time you dumped me, but I ain't gonna say. All right, for all of us here at the Wrestling Guy Store, make sure you come in to the Wrestling Guy Store, 6085 State Street, Huntington Park, California, 90255. We're done. We're out of here.
And how do I stop the record?
Hit the side.